They assumed it was finished, didn't they? They believed the darkness had finally consumed me whole, that I was buried 6 feet under with no fight left in me. They were quick to dance on my grave, laughing with blood still fresh on their hands, spitting on my name as if it meant nothing. But that's the thing about shadows. They don't perish. They linger, they slither, they coil in silence, hungry and patient, waiting for the right moment to tear through flesh and bone. They should have ensured I was gone for good, should have burned my remains and scattered the ashes to the wind, but they were careless, intoxicated by the illusion of victory, too blinded by the light to notice the darkness breathing down their necks. I've clawed my way back from the pits they cast me into, hands bloodied and broken, dragging every ounce of hatred and rage with me. They thought betrayal would shatter me, that pain would humble me, that loss would reduce me to a ghost begging for mercy. Pathetic. They don't understand, do they? I don't beg, I take. I don't forgive, I annihilate. They have awakened something they cannot put back to sleep, something ruthless, something relentless, something with nothing left to lose. And now they are going to learn the hard way that death would have been a mercy compared to what's coming. They will try to run, to hide behind walls and armies, clinging to their crowns and titles as if they mean anything. But it's pointless. I've walked through hell and made allies with the monsters that dwell there. I've sharpened my hate into blades, forged my wrath into armor, and now I'm coming for everything they claimed I couldn't have. Their power, their thrones, their skulls split open beneath my boots. I'm back to collect what they owe, and I won't stop until the ground is drenched in their regrets. They will beg for mercy, pray to their false gods for salvation, but there will be none. Only darkness. Only the sound of bones breaking under the weight of their own failures. They are afraid. I can smell it in the air, see it in the way their eyes dart to shadows, hear it in their trembling voices. They know what's coming, even if they refuse to admit it. They know there is no escaping the reckoning, no bargaining with the devil they betrayed. They can gather their armies, sharpen their swords, whisper lies to themselves in the dark. It will change nothing. 1,000 men are just 1,000 graves waiting to be filled. They will fall one by one, screaming and bleeding for a mercy that will never come. And I will be there, watching the light drain from their eyes, making sure they understand the price of their cowardice. They think I care about justice, about right and wrong, about proving something to the world. Fools. This isn't about redemption. It's about vengeance. It's about reducing everything they built on my suffering to rubble, grinding their bones into dust, and watching their legacies burn. They will call me a monster, a demon, the villain of their stories. Let them. I don't need their forgiveness, their understanding. I need nothing from them except the sound of their screams. They drew first blood. I will ensure it is not the last. They will learn that suffering is not a lesson, it is a weapon. I have embraced mine, let it twist and burn and mold me into something unstoppable. Every scar is a vow, every wound a reminder that I do not break. I do not surrender. I do not die easily. They will curse the day they crossed me, curse their own names, curse the gods that abandoned them. And when it's over, when the smoke clears and the battlefield is nothing but silence and corpses, they will understand the truth. They never stood a chance. They mistook my silence for defeat, my absence for surrender. Fools. I was merely sharpening my claws, biding my time, letting the rage fester until it became an unrelenting storm. Now it is time to collect, They will choke on their regrets, drown in the darkness they unleashed, and when they beg for mercy, I will remind them of every lie, every betrayal, every knife in the back. I will make them watch as everything they hold dear is turned to ash. Make them feel every ounce of agony they inflicted. This is not a battle, it is an execution. And I am the executioner they themselves created. They will try to resist, try to claw and bite and scream like vermin trapped in a burning house, but it is far too late. They have already lost. They just don't realize it yet. I have tasted defeat, faced the abyss, embraced the darkness, and returned hungrier than ever. They can send their best, their strongest, their most loyal. It won't matter. I will cut through them like paper, leave their champions gutted and gasping, and paint the walls with their downfall. Their empire was built on borrowed time, and I am here to collect. They can pray to their gods, light candles, whisper chants, cling to false hope with shaking hands, but their gods are silent, their prayers go unanswered, their faith is a mockery. In the end, there is only darkness. Only the sharp edge of vengeance and the taste of blood. They will kneel before it, broken and weeping, and when they look up, all they will see is me. I will not stop, will not rest, will not falter, until every last one of them is dust beneath my boot. They will remember my name, not as a whisper or a warning, but as a curse. They will tell stories of the day the darkness returned, of the screams that echoed through hollow halls, of the bodies piled high in the streets. They will finally understand that monsters are not born, they are created, crafted by cowards who stab in the back and laugh while you bleed. And when all is said and done, when the fires die and the ashes settle, they will grasp the truth. They were never the hunters. They were always the prey. So they better run, better hide, better pray to gods who do not listen, because I am back, and this time I am not leaving until every debt is paid in blood. They will soon realize there is no hiding from what's coming. They can change their names, barricade themselves behind walls of iron and stone, send spies to search for shadows that no longer exist. But the darkness does not need an invitation. It seeps through the cracks, crawls beneath their skin, fills their lungs with fear until every breath is a struggle. They will wake in the dead of night, drenched in sweat, hearts pounding, swearing they heard my footsteps in the hall, and they will be right. Because I am not just coming for them. I am already here, living in their nightmares, whispering promises of retribution they cannot escape. They should have finished the job when they had the chance. Now it is too late. All that remains is for them to wait, for the storm to break. They can call me monster, butcher, demon, whatever helps them sleep at night. But monsters do not cower behind crowns. Monsters do not send others to die in their place. Monsters do not preach peace with blood on their hands. Every false promise, every gilded lie, every innocent life shattered to secure their thrones. It is all kindling for the fire that will consume them. They believed power made them untouchable, that titles and wealth and armies could shield them from the consequences of their sins. Delusional fools. Power is nothing but a leash, and I am here to tighten it until they choke. They can scream all they want, but no one's coming to save them. Just like no one came to save me. They're going to suffer for every second of torment, every drop of spilled blood, every soul shattered by their greed. I'll tear their world apart, piece by piece, force them to witness as everything they built on the backs of others turns to dust. They will stand amidst the ruins of their empires, their crowns cracked and bloodied, hands trembling as they finally grasp the cost of their betrayal. No mercy awaits them, no redemption, no light at the end of this abyss, only darkness and the cold, relentless truth that they brought this fate upon themselves. They wanted a monster. Now, they're about to face one. They think they know pain, that they have tasted suffering, just because they have drawn blood with swords they've never lifted themselves. They have no idea. Pain isn't bleeding out in a gilded hall with soldiers swarming to your side. Pain is clawing your way out of a grave with nails torn to the bone, dragging yourself through filth while ghosts wail in your ears, each breath a searing agony, every step a fresh taste of death. Pain is betrayal by those you fought for, being discarded like refuse while they raise their glasses in triumph over your downfall. Pain is what they are about to endure, tenfold, 1,000-fold, until they beg for an end that will never come. They will learn what it means to suffer, to bleed, to lose everything, and I will make sure they never forget. They have built their kingdoms on deceit and bones, believing the past would stay buried if they heaped enough gold and silk upon it. But bones don't remain buried forever. They claw their way to the surface, drag themselves through the dust, rise with hollow eyes and vengeance burning in their chests. I am those bones. I am the reckoning they dismissed as myth. They scoffed at the darkness, waved away the nightmare they swore had long since died. But I have risen from the grave they condemned me to, inch by agonizing inch. And I am bringing the past with me. They will drown in it, choke on every lie, every crime, every sin they thought had been swallowed by time. They do not realize that every move they make leads them closer to their own downfall. They send assassins cloaked in shadows, whispers with poisoned blades, eyes lurking in every corner as if I do not see them coming. As if I did not learn long ago to detect the glint of a dagger in the dark, the scent of treachery on the wind. Their hunters are the hunted now. Their spies are feeding me their secrets. Their soldiers are walking into traps they cannot escape. I have turned their own weapons against them, made the night my ally, transformed every threat into a lesson learned. Let them keep trying, keep sending their pawns to die in their name. Keep playing a game that was lost before it ever began. I will break them all the same. They cannot even begin to comprehend what is coming. They believe this is just another rebellion, another name to erase, another ghost to be forgotten. They don't understand that this is not about winning. This is about ensuring that they lose. It is about dismantling every lie, exposing every fraud, revealing the rot that festers beneath their crowns. It is about forcing them to face the truth, to taste their own hypocrisy, to understand that power built on betrayal is power destined to fall. I will drag them from their ivory towers, force them to kneel in the dirt, and make them confess every sin while the world watches. They will see the darkness for what it truly is, not a curse, but justice, cold and inescapable. They wish to make an example of me, to hang my body from the walls as a warning to all who might defy them. They thought fear would keep their thrones secure, that terror would silence every murmur of dissent. But fear is a weapon that cuts both ways. They wanted to make an example? Fine, I will give them one they will never forget. I will carve my name into their palaces with fire and steel, let their streets echo with screams, and ensure that every last one of them understands that defiance does not die. It sharpens its teeth, it claws its way back from the abyss, stronger, fiercer, twice as merciless. They are the ones who should be afraid now. afraid of the shadows that whisper my name, afraid of the darkness that seeps beneath their doors, afraid of the reckoning that is breathing down their necks, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Every betrayal, every deception, every innocent life crushed beneath the weight of their greed, it is all coming back to haunt them. They unleashed this storm, fed it with their sins, laughed as the thunder rumbled. Now the lightning is about to strike, and there is no shelter left, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They will reap what they have sown, drown in the flood they created, and when it is over, when they lie buried beneath the ruins of their arrogance, they will know exactly who to thank.